Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. It's time for some OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 2A, 1A baseball state championship playoff action. It's the second round of the postseason, and the Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs welcome in the Lost River Raiders for a second round battle. The Monarchs, the number one seed in the 2A, 1A playoff, had a first round bye, while Lost River, the 16th seed, defeated Oak Ridge 7-1 to earn this berth in the second round against UVC. We get ready for the matchup here. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting lineups. First for the visiting Lost River Raiders, led by head coach Craig Beasley. The Raiders will send Doug Jenkins to the plate first. He is the second baseman leading things off. Kyle Diaz, the shortstop, will bat in the second position, followed by right fielder Connor Guthrie. Bo Sanders, the first baseman, will bat cleanup, followed by the pitcher Drew McDonald, hitting fifth. Batting sixth, starting at third base, is Brock Lacey. Batting seventh and starting in left field, Kellen Dunlay. The catcher, Nate Huffman, will bat eighth, and rounding out the starting nine will be Noah O'Neill, the center fielder. That's a look at the starting lineup for the Lost River Raiders. Let's look at the defense for the Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs here in this one. Behind the plate, it is Ty Hellenthal catching for the Monarchs today. Max Christenberry out at first base. Ryan Shaver at second. On the outfield, or on the left side of the diamond, it's Isaiah Blankenship at third, and Logan Anderson at short. In the outfield from left to right, it's Noah Evans, Caleb York, and Caleb Saylor. They will look to try and help out their starting pitcher. That is Tegan Sprague, who will look to lead the UVC Monarchs into the postseason. A right-hander. Tegan Sprague, a sophomore for the UVC Monarchs, winds and fires his first pitch of the ball game. It is popped up. Playable in foul territory for Ty Hellenthal, who will shuffle the feet and get underneath it. And one pitch into the ball game, and we've got one out as we welcome you into tonight's broadcast. Appreciate everybody joining us here for this and hanging around. We got a little bit of a late start. The game before us went a little long. Roseburg baseball playing a playoff game here as well. Their game goes a little late, and therefore we have a slightly later start. But we are underway just after 7:30, and Kyle Diaz stepping to the plate, fouls off the first pitch he gets from Tegan Sprague. It's a 0-1 count to start against the two-hitter. Got a jam shot, rolled it out towards second base where it's fielded by Shaver. It throws to Christenberry in time to put away the second out here in the first inning. Two down, and standing in is Connor Guthrie. I'm Joey Kieran, excited that I was asked to be able to come in here and help you out and broadcast the playoff game here for UVC and Lost River. Excited to do so. Swing and a miss. Strike one for Connor Guthrie. Haven't had a chance to watch a lot of UVC baseball this year, but know that it is a very talented program as usual with head coach Dave York at the helm. Pop up right side. It's going to carry out to Caleb Saylor. Shallow right field. Battling the sun. He will circle underneath it for the final out. That'll do things here in the top of the first inning. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Tegan Sprague and the Monarchs against Lost River. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through a half inning, and we go to the bottom of the first. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting lineup for the home team, the Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs, led by head coach Dave York. Leading off for UVC is Tegan Sprague, the pitcher, followed by the catcher Ty Hellenthal. Logan Anderson at shortstop will bat third, followed by the second baseman Ryan Shaver. The center fielder Caleb York batting fifth. DH Jonas Witt will bat sixth. He hits for the starting third baseman Isaiah Blankenship. The first baseman Max Christenberry bats seventh. In left field hitting eighth is Noah Evans, and the right fielder Caleb Saylor will round out the starting nine for the Monarchs. Defensively for Lost River, Taking a look at their starting 9 out there. Behind the plate, the battery mate, Nate Huffman, will catch. Bo Sanders at first base. Doug Jenkins at second. On the left side of the diamond is Brock Lacey at third and Kyle Diaz at short. In the outfield from left to right, Kellen Dunlay, Noah O'Neill, and Connor Guthrie. Look at your starting 9, and they'll look to try and back up and support their starting pitcher. That is right-hander Drew McDonald, who will get the start for the Lost River Raiders. Lost River coming in at 19-8 on the season, finished first place in the 2A-1A Special District 6 with a 16-2 record. Umpqua Valley Christian 24-4 on the year, 10-0 in first place in the 2A-1A Special District 5. The Monarchs and the Raiders have squared off once already this season. It was a 10-0 win in 6 innings for UVC back on May 3rd. Tegan Sprague pitched in that one, and he only allowed 2 hits against this Lost River team. We'll talk more about that matchup as Drew McDonald will look to limit what UVC can do in the first inning, facing the pitcher Tegan Sprague. And the first pitch high and inside for ball 1. We're underway in the bottom of the first here from Champion Car Wash Field. Making our way towards the twilight hours. The lights are starting to come on here at the ballpark. As Sprague will ground one towards short, goes off the glove for Diaz, recovers, throws to first, but not in time. Leadoff man aboard for Umpqua Valley Christian. Grounder right there at Diaz, off the end of the glove. Go down as an error for the Raiders on the first at-bat. Ty Hellenthal stands in, the catcher. Finally a senior. Feels like he's been around for quite some time. Takes a strike on the first pitch. Ty Hellenthal, the first meeting against Lost River, 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored in that game. This number 1 ranked Umpqua Valley Christian team has been dangerous. Throw down to second base is taking off with Sprague. Throw just a bit off the line and in safely. Sprague makes his way to second. It's a 1-1 count for Hellenthal. So he took inside, but now has a man in scoring position. Ty Hellenthal takes high and inside. 2-1 count from McDonald. McDonald threw that first time against UVC along with Kyle Diaz. Diaz threw a complete game in the first round as a ball belted out towards right field. It's going to carry out to Connor Guthrie, who catches and will launch one back towards third base, holding Sprague at second. One away, and Logan Anderson will stand in for the Monarchs.
Next batter, the shortstop, number 4, Logan Anderson.
Logan Anderson, another guy that feels like he's been around for a long time. Now finally a senior for UVC. Breaking ball stays upstairs for the first pitch from McDonald. 1-0 count for Anderson. UVC had a bye in that first round, so they've been off for a little while. Their last game was a week ago against Oak Ridge. Anderson will loop one out into shallow left field. It's picked up by Dunlay. They're going to send the runner to the plate. The throw not quite in time. Up to second base, sliding in. Out at second is Logan Anderson. Anderson with an RBI single thrown out trying to advance to second. Coming in to score was Tegan Sprague, and it's 1-0 UVC in front here in the first inning.
Next batter, second baseman, number 24, Ryan Shaver.
There's 2 down. Anderson with the first hit in the ball game for UVC as Ryan Shaver now stands in. He'll take high for ball 1. McDonald delivers that pitch, lifted, center field. That ball's got enough to carry, twisting, turning, unable to get there. Noah O'Neill will have to chase it to the warning track. It gets away from him all the way to the fence. Stopping at second was Shaver. He'll get the late signal to head to third. He didn't realize that ball had gotten away. He was holding up at second and then makes his way to third. Despite the wind that has been blowing in all day, Ryan Shaver gets behind one, sends it deep to center field. Second hit in the game for the Monarchs. And Shaver a double that he'll take in. He'll move into a triple with the error out in center field. So runner at third with two down. First pitch swinging for Caleb York. The lefty yanks one down the right field line foul. Got around on the inside pitch and belted it a ways, but also well fouled. Sits on one, softly hit left side, and it's tracked down by the shortstop. And that'll retire the side. In the bottom of the first inning for the Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs, they'll get one run on two hits. There were two errors for Lost River and one runner left on base. We are through one inning of play, and it is 1-0 Umpqua Valley Christian in front as we go to the second inning here on 541radio.com.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
The second, then the first baseman, number 13, Bo Sanders.
We go to the top of the second inning. It's the cleanup hitter, Bo Sanders, that'll lead things off for Lost River. A 1-0 ball game to start. First pitch low from Tegan Sprague for a 1-0 count. Well, the winner of this one moves on to the quarterfinals, played on Friday. The 1-0 pitch fought off, 1-1 count. The other side of the bracket has Culver and Aragon, the 9 and 8 seeds. And I would guess that game, which started at 4 o'clock, has wrapped up. I'm going to check and see if I can find a score. As a pitch in for a strike, 1-2 count now for Sanders. A 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed with the breaking ball. Up to throw down to first base. Ty Hellenthal will make the put out there. First strikeout in the game for Tegan Sprague. He gets the cleanup hitter.
Next batter, the pitcher, number 3.
One away, and Drew McDonald will bat. It was Aragon that outlasted Culver 2-1. So the winner of this one faces Aragon. Ground ball left side. That'll go deep in the hole. It's short. Logan Anderson, no play to be made. And Drew McDonald will have a hit. Infield single. Nice job by Anderson covering the gap there on the left side of the infield. But it popped out of his glove as he was trying to get it into his throwing hand. And he was going to have a tough throw to begin with to try and get that across the diamond in time. Infield single for Drew McDonald. First hit of the game for Lost River. 1 on, 1 away. Brock Lacey batting. He squares the bunt with an out. He'll bunt it away foul down the first base side. Strike 1. Tie one there. But Aragon coming away with the win. Aragon's the 8th seed, so they were by rankings and the seeding, they were the better team. And they pull off the win on their home field. Oh, 1 pitch high and inside for Sprague, 1-1 count. So no matter kind of how this one works out, Aragon is either going to be hosting Lost River or they're going to be traveling here to Roseburg to take on Umpqua Valley Christian. In for a strike on the 1-1 pitch. Had Lacey frozen in his shoes. Watching that one, timing it up, getting a good look at it. A 1-2 count for Sprague with a man at first and one away. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Tegan Sprague, his second here in the second inning.
Next batter, left fielder number 6, Kellen Bentley.
There's 2 down, and a man still at first, Drew McDonald, after his infield single. Trying to help his own cause, the starting pitcher for the Raiders. Sprague out of the stretch, checks first base, delivers. A fist job going towards second, fielded by Shaver. We'll send it over to Christenberry to finish things off in the second inning. A 1-out single is all that Lost River is able to muster here in the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's a 1-0 game as we go to the bottom of the second inning, back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com.
State championship programs, read the latest prep news.
This is Roseburg. This is not your average career path, or yet another 9-to-5 desk job. And this is certainly not last century's mill job. This is the future. A modern manufacturing facility producing the most renewable building products on the planet and using technology to do so. At Roseburg, you will work among humans and robots in beautiful Oregon, the timber capital of the U.S. We're growing the trees and manufacturing the materials that will keep our homes and offices standing for decades into the future. We're looking for new team members, people who want to be our future managers, supervisors, and leaders. Visit roseburg.com/careers to start growing your career today.
Bottom of the second inning here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Shadows starting to creep out from the left field side. Stretching across to the right field foul pole here in Roseburg. Temperatures cooling off into the mid-60s at the moment, but very comfortable and a nice day for baseball here in the Umpqua Basin. Half-hearted check swing that goes around for the DH. Jonas Witt got fooled on a breaking ball, couldn't hold up in time. He'll have strike 1 against him to lead things off against Drew McDonald. The right-hander will get the sign from his catcher, Nate Huffman, delivers the 0-1 in for a strike. Lights are on, but not quite taking effect as of yet. Left field, the left side of the diamond is the dark side right now, but out in right field, still dealing with plenty of sunshine out that direction for Connor Guthrie. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down on strikes goes Jonas Witt. First strikeout for McDonald. 1 away. Brings up Max Christenberry. Christenberry, the first baseman. Takes outside for ball 1. Last game for Umpqua Valley Christian mentioned a week ago. It was a league playoff game against Oak Ridge. 10-0 victory in that one. Oak Ridge lost against Lost River on Monday. So no matter who had won that game between Oak Ridge or Lost River, UVC had played both of them and had wins against both of them this season. 1-1 delivery on the outside corner at the knees for a called strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. McDonald Gets a fly ball out to right field, battling that sun out that direction. Not too bad as it got a little higher in the air. There's 2 down. Guthrie makes the catch. Noah Evans, the 8-hitter, stands in, left fielder. His first at-bat of the night.
Number 12, Noah Evans.
For Umpqua Valley Christian. Looking to get to the quarterfinals. There's a pitch at the knees for a called strike 1 to Evans. Trying to get to the quarterfinals. They've reached at least the semifinal in each of the last 4 seasons. The program has been on quite the run as of late. Foul tipped out in front of a breaking ball for strike 2. UVC has made 7 appearances in the state championship game. And if I'm not mistaken, I've got all the years they've won them. It's a breaking ball just outside. Just misses for the 3rd out. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe that all of those state title appearances have come since 2002. So it's been recent success for this team under Coach Dave York. 2002 was the first year they won it all. Outside, 2-2 count. They did win it last year, so the number 1 seed in the bracket is the defending state champs at the 2A, 1A level. UVC trying to repeat there. They're leading 1-0 right now, bottom of the 2nd, with 2 out, nobody on. A 2-2 pitch carries outside to Noah Evans. And Evans, who's taken the bat off the shoulder once in the at-bat so far, has been patient and worked his way into a full count here. The pitch from McDonald. Down the middle for strike 3. And McDonald does a nice job getting through the 2nd inning in fashion. 1-2-3. He gets a pair of strikeouts in there. The last one was a strikeout looking, and it keeps it a 1-run ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base in the bottom of the 2nd. Head to the top of the 3rd. It is still 1-0. Umpqua Valley Christian in front of Lost River on 541radio.com.
Official state championship merchandising, OSA store.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Heading to the top of the 3rd inning, it's the 8-9-1 hitters coming up. Nate Huffman will lead things off. After a foul ball, he swings through the 0-1 pitch, falls behind 0-2 against Tegan Sprague. Sprague, a couple of strikeouts so far. He's allowed just the 1 hit. This is on the 0-2 delivery, has a 1-2 count. For Lost River, only the 2nd time. Swing and a miss. Fooled on that one. Chasing outside. And the throw down to first base. Plenty of time for Ty Hellenthal. Getting it to Christenberry. 1 away with the 3rd strikeout in the game for Tegan Sprague. Noah O'Neill.
Number 12, Noah O'Neill.
The 9-hitter will get his first at-bat of the day with 1 out and nobody on. Takes high and inside for ball 1. So this is the 2nd time into the 2nd round for Lost River since 2014. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for O'Neill. 1-1 count. They beat Myrtle Point 2-0 back in 2023, advancing to the 2nd round. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 for O'Neill. Turned around and then lost to Napa by a run. So, have not seen a lot of deep runs in the postseason for this Lost River team as the ball fought off. Defensive swing out of O'Neill. Lost River's only state championship appearance. They have not won a state title, but the only time they were in the title game was 1973. Swing and a miss for the second out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tegan Sprague. 2 away. Top of the order back up. Doug Jenkins popped out to the catcher on the very first pitch of the ballgame. Filed out on that one. See if he can get a few more pitches out of Tegan Sprague here in his second trip to the dish. Top of the third inning, a 1-0 lead right now for Umpqua Valley Christian. Inside, ball 1. Actually, I said they haven't won a state championship. I was wrong on that. As a pitch inside, I misread my own notes. They made the appearance in 1973. They beat Sherman County 2-0 for the AB state title. Things are a little bit different back in 1973. Swing and a miss, strike 1, a 2-1 count for Doug Jenkins. Sprague out of his windup with nobody on and 2 out. Delivers. Hard hit ball. 1 hop. Takes a nice high hop, but a long throw for Anderson. And it gets by at first base. Kristen Berry unable to handle it. Throw to second base is high, but backing up the play is Logan Anderson. And in safely at second is Doug Jenkins. That'll be an error for the Monarchs. Nice job by Anderson to get to it. Long throw. Gave his first baseman a decent chance at it with a long hop, but it scooted by Christenberry. And so a throwing error will put a man at second base with 2 down here in the third inning. Kyle Diaz batting. That pitch is low, ball 1. A 1-0 count. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Well, looks like we've got sports news happening. Playoffs at high school level, playoffs at the professional level, NBA and NHL. And they got teams punching their tickets to the finals. 2-0 pitch, inside, fought off right. Out to the second baseman, Shaver, who fields and gets it to Christenberry. No damage done on the throwing error. It will be a scoreless frame. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. Going to the bottom of the third inning, it is a 1-0 lead for Umpqua Valley Christian back in 60 seconds on 541radio.com.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Bottom of the third inning for us here from Champion Car Wash Field. Lights will start kicking on here in just a little bit and help brighten things up for us just a little bit on the video stream. Leading off, it'll be Caleb Saylor, the right fielder. And he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Saylor, Sprague, and Hellenthal, your 3 batters, due up. The 0-1 pitch is outside, 1-1. Delivery is high. 2 balls and a strike. Saylor ahead in the at-bat. The righty McDonald delivers, gets a swing and a foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. It was a 1-2-3 inning last time out for McDonald. Got the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. 2-2 pitch, and he'll keep it going as he strikes out the 9-hitter. Saylor down with a swing and a miss. 3 punch-outs in the game for McDonald so far. Now back to the top of the order.
Back to the top of the order now, number 8, Tegan Sprague.
Last time up, Tegan Sprague reached on an error. He'll take for ball 1. (1-0) delivery from McDonald, who has retired 5 straight. Breaking ball called, strike 1. Sun has drifted either behind some clouds or starting to drop below the horizon, so the field is pretty much covered in shadows. The lights will start taking some effect here shortly. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball called for a strike. McDonald ahead, a ball and 2 strikes against the leadoff man, Sprague. Sprague got on with the error, stole second, and ended up scoring on a single by Logan Anderson. That is our lone run in the game so far. 1-0 Umpqua Valley Christian in front in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drew McDonald looking for another payoff pitch here. Not going to get it. That one laced right by the pitcher. Back into center field. A base knock for Tegan Sprague. His first hit in the game. 3rd hit of the night for the Monarchs. 1 on, 1 away.
Next batter, number 11, Ty Hellenthal.
Top of the order here, trying to do some damage. Sprague on, setting the table. It'll be Ty Hellenthal looking to try and clear it. Takes the first pitch, a breaking ball for a strike, timing it up. The wind continues to blow in the outfield. Hit and run on, pitch is lofted right side. Foul territory, long run for Connor Guthrie. Will not get there in time. It'll be strike 2 for Hellenthal. Sprague had been running on the pitch, has to go back to first. Makes it back there. Wind has been blowing in from left field, at times blowing across the diamond, at times kind of just blowing towards the first base grandstands. But it has been consistently blowing throughout the day and continues into the evening. 0-2 count right now for Hellenthal. McDonald misses outside, knocked down by Huffman, and tracks it down in time to be able to hold Sprague at first. Surprised he did not try to take off on that one. Got away quite a bit there from Huffman. But he was quick on his feet to track it down. Hellenthal running, or Sprague was running. Hellenthal swinging, and he swings this one over the head of Connor Guthrie into right field. He's going to try to hold. They're going to have 2 runners at third. They've got too many men on the bases. Throw to second base. Hellenthal's off the bag. At third base is Sprague, and they're going to just tag one of those guys and get him out. Sprague never left. The whole crowd was hollering at him, trying to say, get going, try to score. Hellenthal does hear it from head coach Dave York at third base, who says, you ran right through a stop sign. Had my hands up. Hellenthal with a double, but then caught off the base. Sprague makes it all the way to third. There's 2 down and a runner at third base. Right now, McDonald, after giving up back-to-back base hits, could have a way out of this one. His first pitch carries off the outside edge to the right-handed hitting Logan Anderson. One-0 pitch, fouled off. One count with 2 down. McDonald's pitch bounces in the other side of the box. Anderson, 1 for 1 with an RBI single already today. Has a chance to add another one. As he digs back in. Hitters count here at 2-1. Swings through. McDonald finds himself with a 2-2 count. McDonald steps off. Anderson steps out. The 3-hitter at the plate. The 2-2 pitch. High. Full count delivery coming up. A man at third. A 1-0 lead right now for UVC. Looking to add to it in the 3rd inning. And that's ball 4. So Logan Anderson draws a walk. It is the first free pass of the day for McDonald. Got runners on the corners. And we got a visit out to the mound for Lost River's coaching staff. Ryan Shaver due up at the plate with runners on the corners. Shaver had a double back in the 1st inning. And he'll look to try and see if he can drive in one and keep this inning going. Right now, the number 1 seed leading by a slim margin of 1-0 in the 3rd inning. State championship games, they haven't announced the sites for state title games this year. There is a rumor that Roseburg could be considered for hosting. Now, I don't know what that would mean for UVC. I don't know if a team could play on what would technically be their home field for a state championship. They a lot of times have been, for many years, they've been played in Salem at Kaiser Stadium, which is not a high school field. They're used mostly for college and previously used for minor league baseball, so nobody necessarily getting the home field advantage there. But if UVC were to make it to the championship game to defend their title, it'd be quite something if they got a chance to play here. First pitch, swinging away. Popped up right side for Shaver. It's playable behind first base, and it's dropped in foul territory by Bo Sanders. He had the final out, a chance to avoid giving up anything here in the 3rd, and it doesn't stay in the glove. That'll be an error at the first base position, giving Ryan Shaver a second chance. Stands back in with an 0-1 count after the foul ball. 0-1 pitch, runner taking off. Another ball lifted in the air right side. This one looks like it should be playable for Guthrie. Waits underneath it, collects it, and that'll retire the side. UVC does threaten here in the bottom of the 3rd, but no runs on 2 hits. There was the 1 error on the drop foul ball, and you had 2 runners left on base. We will head to the top of the 4th inning. It's still 1-0 your score as we head to the 4th on 541radio.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Top of the fourth inning. It's been one run in the first. That's all we've had so far here in this second round state playoff matchup. On the mound, Tegan Sprague will face the 3-4-5 hitters for Lost River. Fires in a first pitch, strike one in her half against Connor Guthrie. Guthrie, the right fielder, flew out to right field. His first time up in the first inning, stands in for a second time. Pitch bounces in front of the plate for Sprague. It's a 1-1 count. Out of his windup, Sprague delivers a breaking ball. That's called strike two. That 7-1 win for for Lost River against Oak Ridge on Monday. Nice victory. His defensive swing bounces one over the mound, charging the second baseman Shaver. Throw to first. Nice play. Shaver will get the out at first. A nice job charging in to get to that baseball. Makes the throw back across his body to retire the runner at first. One out. First pitch now to Bo Sanders is up the middle. And Logan Anderson tracks it down just behind the bag at second. And the shortstop sends it over to Christenberry, 2 down. The infield up the middle, helping out their pitcher some. And now Drew McDonald, who has the only hit in the game for Lost River, will stand in. Left-handed batter. Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower. Take low and inside, ball one. Kyle Diaz threw a complete game in that first round victory. Lost River was leading 2-0 after the first inning and kind of cruised from there. Oak Ridge, 1 run in the top of the second, but Lost River had 3 runs in the bottom of the second to make it a 5-1 lead. Got 2 more in the bottom of the fourth to pull away. 2-0 pitch, taking a hack at it. McDonald swings through for strike one. A 2-1 count. Sprague quickly into his windup, misses high and tight. 3-1 count for the 5-hitter McDonald. The pitcher takes outside for ball 4. So Tegan Sprague will issue his first walk of the game, and Drew McDonald gets on base for a second time.
Next batter is number 16, Brock Lacey.
And I'm not sure if they sent out. I don't think they sent out a courtesy runner for him. Brock Lacey stands in. Takes upstairs for ball 1. Yep, still running at first for himself is McDonald. Sprague's 1-0 delivery. Popped up back behind home. A 1-1 count. It's been a beautiful day for baseball. We saw Roseburg baseball playing in a playoff game here earlier. It was a great game, just didn't work out well for the home team. Roseburg knocked out of the postseason by Grant 4-3. Ball fouled away. 1-2 count for Brock Lacey. So the season coming to an end for the other high school team that calls Champion Car Wash Field home. Roseburg softball was playing at home today here in this beautiful weather. They got a nice comeback victory against Forest Grove to advance in their season. Getting word of a number of victories for local teams here in the Umpqua Basin. Picking up victories today. Pretty cool to hear that. 2-2 pitch from Sprague with a man at first and 2 away, and he bounces it in. Hellenthal behind the plate does a great job of tracking that ball down. Brock Lacey, a strikeout victim in the second, is worked his way to a 3-2 count. Pickoff throw to first base, not going to be there in time. Tegan Sprague looks for one more out. He needs a strike here. The 3-2 pitch misses, and he has issued a back-to-back walks. First and second with 2 away. With 2 outs, he's put 2 runners on via the walk. Something that will drive a coach crazy. That'll bring up Kellen Dunley, the left fielder. Got an opportunity to maybe do something here with this 2-out rally. Pitch in for a strike. A base knock here could possibly tie this game up. Extra bases, maybe something more. Big upset for Glide softball today. They take out Willamina. And now Glide will take on South Umpqua in the 3A quarterfinals. That's a fun one. Local matchup. Pitch behind the head of the batter. Sprague misses his spot, and it's a 1-1 count. Kind of fun to see local teams matching up against each other as we get a quick visit out to the mound here. Although it does mean that one of your local teams is going to get knocked out of the playoffs before the state championship game, for guarantee. But good for Glide to win on the road to upset Willamina and keep their season going. Now they've got the defending 3A softball state champion South Umpqua Lady Lancers on Friday down in Tri-City. It was a very brief meeting on the mound, already done, and just enough time for them to get the start of Wipeout underway on the PA speakers. 1-1 count. Kellen Dunley with runners at first and second and 2 away. McDonald at second, Lacey at first, both after walks. Swing and a miss. A conversation. Refocus Sprague and tell him to fill up the strike zone. See what happens. Let the defense help you out behind you. The 1-2 misses, and the count goes even at 2-2. Other than Lost River and UVC, only one other team left in each team's respective conference. So 2 teams left in Special District 6 and Special District 5 in the postseason. Ball gets away and hits. That ball took quite the hop. That hit Kellen Dunley in the helmet, and he tosses away the bat. No problem. Heads down to first. Seems to feel all right. We got the bases loaded now with 2 away. 2 walks and a hit batter, and suddenly the bases are loaded, and Lost River is threatening.
Next batter is number 9, Nate Huffman.
Cross Point Christian was taking on Reedsport today. And Cross Point Christian, the only other team out of Special District 3 still playing, but they lost 10-0 against Reedsport as the Brave advanced to the quarters. First pitch swinging, ball into right field, and Lost River's going to come through with the game-tying run. They're sending a second run to the plate. It's cut off, throw in, not in time. It is a 2-run single, and Lost River has taken a lead against the number 1 seed here in the top of the 4th inning. Nate Huffman comes up with the hit.
Next batter,
a single to right field. Kellen Dunley moves up to second. Lacey scores. And so does McDonald. And just like that, 2 walks and a hit batter come back to haunt Tegan Sprague. And he is now fired up. He has issued 2 strikes to start off the at-bat here. against Noah O'Neill, who struck out in the third. Takes outside. Does not chase with 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Came one batter too late. A strikeout to finish things here in the top of the 4th. But that does not stop Lost River as they come up with 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and UVC, a 10-0 winner the first time against Lost River. They got some work to do. Back in a moment on 541radio.com.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
2-1 the score. Lost River in front of Umpqua Valley Christian. Number 1 seed facing a deficit in their first playoff game in 2025. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Caleb York, the center fielder. Bats left-handed. Popped out to the shortstop his first time up. The 0-1 is called for strike 2. Well, UVC's got to get some work going with the offense now. Drew McDonald out there with a little bit of confidence behind him. He drew a walk with 2 outs and eventually scored the game-tying run, followed shortly there by Brock Lacey. Came right around, slid in safely to score the go-ahead run in the top half of this 4th inning. The 0-2, York swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for McDonald. 1 down, Jonas Witt will bat. Witt is 0 for 1 in the ball game with a strikeout in the second. Gets around on 1, off the end of the barrel, and it will hook out towards right field. Not hard hit, but good enough to get on base. Jonas Witt will find his way on for the first time. 1 for 2 today, as the 5th hit in the ball game for the Monarchs. Max Christenberry digs in. 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to right field. Breaking ball called a strike on the inside corner. Drew McDonald's done a nice job of kind of pitching around contact here. The 0-1. Chasing a breaking ball down low. Christenberry falls behind 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Drew McDonald looks back the runner at first, does not throw. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging after something high. It's going to go straight up. The catcher makes the play. Huffman underneath it, squeezes it for the second out. There's 2 away. Noah Evans will stand in 0 for 1. Strikeout victim in the second. He bats with a man at first. 2 down. Gets a piece of the first pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. Drew McDonald, a 1.98 ERA towards the end of the season. Line drive, one hop past the shortstop. Diaz couldn't get to it, outstretched arm. It was just out of reach. And a poke to the left side by Evans gets him on base, moves Jonas Witt up to second. Another single here in the fourth. And the Monarchs have runners at first and second with 2 away. The stats I saw, was able to read, it was close to the end of the season, like about a week or so to go. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball for the lefty Caleb Saylor. So close to the end of the year, 31 and 2/3 innings for McDonald, and through that time he had a 1.98 ERA. So he's been throwing pretty well this season for the Raiders, helping them win their league title. He misses outside here, though, and it's a 1-1 count for the 9-hitter. Saylor up to bat for a second time in his many innings. He led off the 3rd inning with a strikeout. Takes one down the middle for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. McDonald misfires inside. It hits Saylor. Both pitching staffs now with a hit batter. And McDonald, with that hit by pitch, loads up the bases. This feels a little similar. Tegan Sprague loaded the bases by hitting Kellen Dunlay, and that ended up costing him a 2-out single that drove in 2 runs, and now UVC trailing 2-1. A 2-out hit by pitch to the 9-hitter, top of the order coming up. Can Tegan Sprague get some revenge here? He takes the first pitch, a breaking ball for a strike. Tegan Sprague, a sophomore, with the bases loaded and 2 down, looking to get the lead back in his favor. Takes low and outside. Winner of this one moves on to face Aragon in the quarterfinals on Friday. If it is UVC that wins, they would be here at home against the 8 seed. Outside, 2-1 count now to the leadoff man, Tegan Sprague. Did find out that Lowell, the only other team left out of Special District 5, they lost 4-0 against Myrtle Point today. It's a 2-1 pitch, fought off a 2-2 count for Sprague. So UVC is the lone team left representing Special District 5 in the postseason. And for Lost River out of Special District 6, they're the lone team left after Cross Point Christian lost 10-0 against Reedsport earlier today. 2-2 pitch. Outside. Bases are loaded, a full count, and McDonald has to bring it. Otherwise, we got a tie ball game. Sprague, meanwhile, looking for his second hit. The 3-2 pitch, high and inside. It's tied up, 2 apiece. Bases loaded walk. That brings in Jonas Witt, who had a 1-out single here in the frame. Up to third goes Evans. Saylor's out at second base as he moves up 90 feet. 2-2 ball game. That is the second walk issued for Drew McDonald. Also walked Logan Anderson in the 3rd inning. And the bases remain loaded with 2 outs, and we're going to get a pitching change. They are going to make a move to Doug Jenkins is going to take over on the bump for Lost River here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a tie ball game, 2-2 with 2 outs. New man on the mound. We're going to step away for a moment, and we'll come back and get you all caught up here on 541radio.com.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Doug Jenkins will take over on the bump for Lost River. He inherits the bases loaded, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth in a tie ball game. Lost River scored twice in the top of the fourth to grab a 2-1 lead. UVC with a bases loaded walk ties it up here in the bottom of the fourth, and looking to add more as Ty Hellenthal will stand in. Jenkins kicks and fires. First pitch, high and inside, ball 1 to Hellenthal. Hellenthal is 1 for 2 today with a double in the third inning, but he was looking to stretch it to a triple and ran the guy off the bases in front of him and ended up being tagged out while they had 2 runners standing at third. So Hellenthal a double, but didn't quite end up going the way he was hoping. He's got a 1-1 count here. The pitch from Jenkins. That ball lined to center field, gets down. It takes a high hop off the turf, and O'Neill couldn't handle it. And a couple of runs will score for Umpqua Valley Christian on the base knock by Ty Hellenthal. Hellenthal will drive in Noah Evans and Caleb Saylor. And going first to third was Tegan Sprague. Hellenthal stays at first. Drives in 2. And Umpqua Valley Christian is back in front. That'll bring up Logan Anderson. He is 1 for 1, a walk in his last at-bat, an RBI single in his first inning at-bat. Hellenthal takes off, no throw. Gets in standing up to second. 1-0 count. So 2 in scoring position now. Swinging away, fouls it off. Anderson, a 1-1 count. So Umpqua Valley Christian trailed, but not for long. With 2 outs, they strike back here in the 4th inning. Those runs are going to go to the credit of Drew McDonald, who will be on the hook for the loss unless Lost River can continue to climb back into this ball game. 2-1 count against Logan Anderson. A 2-run lead now for the Monarchs. The reliever Jenkins delivers, and it's just up at the numbers and inside, a 3-1 count. Jenkins, one of the top hitters for this Lost River team, but getting a chance to try and do some pitching. Pop up right side, not deep, and it bloops down the line. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Anderson diving headfirst to second, gets in as the throw goes home. 2 more runs with 2 outs here in the 4th inning, and the number 1 seed is starting to look more like the number 1 seed that previously won 10-0 against this Lost River club.
Next batter is number 24, Ryan.
That'll be a double for Anderson. Just blooped that one down the line back behind first base. Had a long run for everybody to try and get to it. First pitch swinging away. Fouled back for Ryan Shaver, the 9th batter to come up to the plate. He's the 6th batter to hit with 2 outs. Tegan Sprague scored on that double by Anderson. So did Ty Hellenthal. Ball fought off by Shaver. He's behind 0-2. So we've had 5 runs come in here in the bottom of the 4th. Makes it a 6-2 lead. Running for third and a dead ball. That pitch clipped Ryan Shaver as the ball goes behind him. So he goes to first. Having to go back to second will be Anderson, who is stealing third on the play. Runners at first and second with 2 away. And up for a second time will be Caleb York.
Next batter's number 9, Caleb York.
It went strikeout, a single, then a pop out to the catcher, 2 outs, and then that is where things went haywire for Lost River. Single, hit batter, walk, single, double, hit batter. And they find themselves now trailing by 4. York will take high for ball 1 as he bats for a second time in the inning, 3rd time in the game. Jenkins, 1-0 pitch outside. So I said that McDonald would be on the hook for the loss. He actually has only given up 2 runs. Actually, sorry, no, that's not true. I was looking at the wrong spot of my columns here. That ball tomahawk to right field, drops down, base hit for York. They're going to send around another run coming to the plate. It's cut off. And a run scores up to second will go York. RBI single for Caleb York. And he advances to second on the throw. Runners at second and third. It's 7-2. UVC in front. And Jonas Witt bats again. And we're going to get another call to the pen. We'll take a timeout. It's another pitching change. This has turned into a big inning for the Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs here on 541radio.com.
This is Roseburg. This is not your average career path, or yet another 9-to-5 desk job. And this is certainly not last century's mill job. This is the future. A modern manufacturing facility producing the most renewable building products on the planet and using technology to do so. At Roseburg, you will work among humans and robots in beautiful Oregon, the timber capital of the U.S. We're growing the trees and manufacturing the materials that will keep our homes and offices standing for decades into the future. We're looking for new team members, people who want to be our future managers, supervisors, and leaders. Visit roseburg.com/careers to start growing your career today.
Runners at second and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Connor Guthrie, the new man on the mound, will inherit that, looking to get 1 more out for the Raiders and get them through this 4th inning. Hard to believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters now will come to the plate with 2 outs in this 4th inning. And UVC, after giving up the lead in the top half of the 4th, here in the last half of the 4th, they have put it on. They lead by 5, 7-2. And I imagine they'd like to not be done yet. They got Jonas Witt coming up for a second time. He had a single earlier in this 4th inning and came around to score the first run that tied up the game here in the 4th. He'll dig in against the new man on the mound, Connor Guthrie. Doug Jenkins does not record an out, so he does not get credit for any portion of an inning. He allowed 3 hits. Right now he's credited with 2 runs. We'll see how the inning progresses. First pitch from Guthrie goes behind the batter. Witt twisting and turning and stretching out of the way. That pitch, a 1-0 count. Connor Guthrie moves in from right field. The junior right-hander delivers, gets a pop fly, right side. Covering Noah O'Neill. Can't make the catch in right center. It drops down, and 2 runs will score. It's 9-2. I don't know if he just lost that in the night sky. And sometimes balls up above the lights and coming back down can be difficult, but Jonas Witt ends up at second, and 2 runs come in.
Batters number 23, Max Christenberry.
That's why you run it out there, kids. Scoring was Shaver and York. Another ball well struck, and it gets down the line. Fair ball for Christenberry. He's turning and heading for second, and the second baseman loses the baseball on the relay in. Jonas Witt will score from second, and into second base goes Max Christenberry. What a 2-out rally for the UVC Monarchs. Trading places, Christenberry ends up out at second.
Batters number 12, Noah Evans.
That'll bring up Noah Evans. Had a single and scored a run earlier in the 4th inning. 13 batters to the plate so far. First pitch, breaking ball high behind the batter. Well, big crooked number here in the 4th inning for UVC. Another pitch goes behind the hitter, and to the backstop, up to third base goes Christenberry. So it's 2-0 count. Now have a man at third base. All of the damage being done with 2 outs here in the 4th. Lost River was so close to getting through this inning with maybe the lead still intact. A swing and a miss at a 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-1 count for Evans. Guthrie trying to get that final out. He's the third man to try and do so here in the 4th for Lost River. He does get a check swing strike 2 call against Noah Evans. Evans 1 for 2. Batting with a man at third and 2 outs. The full count pitch. Swings and fouls it off. See another one. The full count delivery. Bounces in, ball 4. Nice job by Huffman to drop down and knock that ball down. Make sure it doesn't get by with a runner on at third. So a walk issued. Just the 3rd walk allowed in the game so far by Lost River. Runners on the corners. Caleb Saylor up to bat. Takes way outside, ball 1. Well, all the momentum that Lost River had when they took a 2-1 lead in the top half of this 4th inning, it's fair to say the air's been let out of that balloon. They definitely can't feel good about how things have gone here. Ground ball right side's going to get in. Another base hit for the Monarchs. Into right field, coming in to score was Christenberry. Going first to third is Noah Evans. RBI single for Caleb Saylor. And you've got runners on the corners once again. And it is now 11-2. This is a 9-run frame. Sorry, make that a 10-run frame. Tegan Sprague bats. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. 15th batter to the plate for UVC. And that would mean 12 batters with 2 outs. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Well, the 10-run rule is in effect in the postseason, in case you're curious. So one more run and this game could come to a very drastic conclusion as a ball check swing foul down the first base line for strike 2. Seemed like we had quite the ball game brewing there, and then this inning has happened, and now if UVC could get one more run, they'd be 3 outs away from wrapping up a quick one in certain terms. On the mound, trying to make sure that doesn't happen, Connor Guthrie spikes one in, a 2-2 count. At first base is Caleb Saylor. At third base, Noah Evans. Tegan Sprague batting for a 4th time and his 2nd time here in the 4th inning. The 2-2 gets away. A run will come in. Sliding feet first across home goes Noah Evans. Scores on the wild pitch. Up to second base goes Saylor. And it's a full count for Tegan Sprague, who did walk in this inning. Connor Guthrie needs one more strike, one more out. That won't be it. He walks Tegan Sprague, and as the ball got away from Huffman, up to third base goes Caleb Saylor. Sprague draws his 2nd walk in the game. He's on at first again. Runners on the corners, still 2 down.
Batters number 11, Ty Hellenthal.
Ty Hellenthal will bat for a 2nd time here in the 4th inning. Hellenthal swinging away, skies one out towards right field. And coming up with the catch, the right fielder will make the final out. There's been a new man out there, so I'm not sure exactly.
25. You want to stay in shape and get involved.
That was out in right field, Drew McDonald making the final out. So that does it for the 4th inning. It was a big one. 12-2 our score. We head to the top of the 5th. UVC needs 3 outs to wrap up this 2nd round victory here on 541radio.com.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning. Suddenly this game could be done in a hurry, so to speak. Time-wise, it hasn't been a very long game, but that was a long half inning in the bottom of the 4th. 11 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We go to the top of the 5th, and Tegan Sprague needs 3 outs to wrap this one up. He will face the top of the order here. Doug Jenkins up to bat. Takes a strike on the inside corner to lead it off. Out of the windup. Sprague will miss low, a 1-1 count. Winner of this one moves on to face Aragon on Friday in the quarterfinals. Right now looking like UVC, and that would mean here at home again on Friday. May not be quite as late of a start as Roseburg getting knocked out of the postseason. That means less teams needing the field on that Friday. A 2-1, grounder towards third with time. Blankenship, a strike across the diamond to retire Jenkins. One away. Brings up Kyle Diaz.
Next batter will be number 1, Kyle Diaz.
Diaz 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to second base. Right now, some quarterfinal matchups on the books as a strike across. Napa and Myrtle Point playing on Friday at Napa. Napa, the 4 seed, versus Myrtle Point, the 5 seed. Pitch in the dirt, a 1-1 count for Kyle Diaz. That would be the other side of the bracket for Aragon and the winner of this game. Ground ball up the middle. Diving attempt for Shaver. He can't get there, and Kyle Diaz says not so quick. He gets a base hit up the middle. Does not take 10 runs to get back into this game for Lost River. I mean, they would for them to win it, but for them to at least keep it going and give themselves a chance a little bit later in this game, they need just 1 run to keep it going to at least the bottom of the 5th. And that 1 run is on base. Kyle Diaz at first with 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Connor Guthrie. Guthrie will try to see if he can move Diaz around the bases here. For Sprague, he's looking for something on the ground. He can get his defense a ball to try and turn 2 with. The 0-1 is high, 1-1 count. Reedsport moving on. They will face Portland Christian. The 19 seed has been upsetting some teams. Portland Christian, the 19 seed, got a 15-14 win over Union Cove to get to the second round. It's a swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch. And then Portland Christian upsetting Klatskanai, the 3 seed, to advance to the quarterfinals. They beat Klatskanai 8-3 today. That puts them in that quarterfinal matchup against Reedsport. That'll be played out at the Coast at Reedsport. 1-2 pitch, fouled off. And then in the other quarterfinal matchup that has been set, the 2 seed Kennedy hosting 7 seed Monroe. Monroe gets an 11-8 win over St. Paul, and Kennedy a 6-1 win over Heppner Ione. Right now a 1-2 pitch, high and inside for Sprague. 2-2 count against the 3-hitter Guthrie with 1 on and 1 out, a 12-2 lead in the top of the 5th for Umpqua Valley Christian. Two-two delivery, ground ball, third base side, foul. It'll stay a 2-2 count. So this will be the last playoff game in this bracket. The 2A, 1A baseball bracket. The last one to be decided in the second round, as we had the late start time for this one. A 2-2 count. Guthrie 0 for 2 in the game, grounded out to second his last time up. Fouled that one off himself. And that one doubled him up quickly there. He'll walk it off, and they'll give him a moment to do so. You can check out the brackets and stay up to date on things. Go to osaa.org. And you can check out the baseball, softball brackets. State track and field gets started tomorrow. You can find access to the live results page there to see what's going on. Two delivery once again for Guthrie. He will roll one up the middle. It goes to Anderson, to Shaver, back over to Christenberry. Not in time. It was a slow roller up the middle. Anderson got it to Shaver quick, but Guthrie will beat out the relay throw from Shaver to Christenberry. He'll get on with the fielder's choice, and it's down to the final out for Lost River.
Batters number 13, Bo Sanders.
That'll bring up Bo Sanders, 0 for 2 in the game. Ground out to short his last time at the plate. Bats with a man at first and 2 down. Lost River looks for another 2-out rally like they had in the 4th inning. See if they can duplicate what UVC did in the bottom of the 4th. Scoring 11 runs with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. And it hit him. So Sprague loses control of that one. Goes right into the thigh for Bo Sanders. Second hit batter in the game. Now you've got runners at first and second with 2 away. And Drew McDonald, he's been a tough out. In fact, they have not gotten him out. McDonald will stand in. He is walked and singled. The lefty McDonald takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. For fans of Umpqua Valley Christian that might be tuning in, you can also get updates on their schedule if they do advance here. We'll have them at 541radio.com on our sports page there. 1490 the score. There's a pitch low. And once we get things done today and the dust is all settled on the second round of the state playoffs, we'll figure out broadcast schedules. We might be back here to do another video stream of UVC baseball on Friday, if that is the case with the schedule. High and away, a 2-0 count goes to 3-0. Tegan Sprague needs just one more out. He does keep the at-bat going as he fires in a 3-0 strike. Ball 4. And it is another 2-out rally for Lost River. Once again, with 2 outs, they will load the bases up. And here comes Coach York out to say, we need one more. We got a healthy lead. Can't be walking, guys. He also may be headed out there to ask for the baseball to keep Tegan Sprague under a pitch count limit. They were probably hoping to keep him at a certain number and hoping that he would be able to do it here before the 5th inning came to a close, and he was not. So probably not more of a we want to make a change so that because we don't think you could do it. It's probably more of a change of we're going to put a new man on the mound because we want to keep you under a certain pitch count limit so that you are available to come back and pitch again sooner in the postseason, if need be. So you got a new pitcher on the mound. It sounds like Logan Anderson's going to take over. And he will inherit. Bases are loaded. I apologize, didn't have the video or the graphic updated there. I was looking at UVC's schedule here, trying to see. They have not played Aragon this year. Nope, they have not. So that'd be the first meeting between those two teams this season. And we'll see. That is presuming that the score will hold for UVC right now. Let's see here. It's going to see Aragon, what those guys have been doing. Obviously, Aragon, the 8th seed. They've had a good season, 17-7 overall. See what they're obviously hoping to get a win and get to the semifinals, and they may have a reason for a desire for revenge. It was last year in the second round of the playoffs that Umpqua Valley Christian knocked Aragon out of the postseason. 11-1 the final score in that one here at Champion Car Wash Field. So if the two teams are destined to meet, as right now it looks like that could be the case,
Next batter's number 16, Brock.
Aragon definitely be coming here with revenge on their mind. right now for Umpqua Valley Christian, they just need one more out to get this one over with. Meanwhile, the game extending run is at third base with 2 outs. Logan Anderson takes over. He fires in a first pitch, strike 1. Anderson wanting different pitch options from the catcher, Hellenthal. The 0-1 is outside, 1-1 count. Anderson and Hellenthal, they have worked together for a long time, those two. Both seniors here with this UVC program. The 1-1 pitch from Anderson, needing one more out. That ball in the air, right side, foul territory. Chasing, Kristen Berry won't get there. That'll be strike 2 for Brock Lacey. Brock Lacey, the third baseman, walked his last time up and scored the second run of the game that gave Lost River a lead at the time, 2-1. Right now, he is looking to try and drive in a run that'll keep this game going. Anderson will step off. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away. Here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Anderson's pitch, it's elevated. 2-2. Anderson quickly gets the ball back and is looking directly in for the signal and is ready to go. His 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is up high. Full count, a walk would bring in a run that would keep this game going to the bottom of the 5th at least. Anderson waits for the batter to dig in. Brock Lacey gets set. Logan delivers. Runners moving on the pitch. That ball in the air towards right field. Going back now, coming in. Catch made by Saylor. And there you go. That will wrap up this second round matchup. A big bottom of the 4th inning gets UVC to the quarterfinal round as they 10-run the Lost River Raiders for a second time here this season. It is 12-2 your final score in 5 innings. Umpqua Valley Christian is moving on, and they will face Aragon coming up on Friday in the quarterfinal round of the Class 2A, 1A state playoffs. Let's take a quick look at some of the numbers for you here and wrap this one up on what has been a long day of activities here in the Umpqua Basin. All right, 2, 3. All right, here we go. These are your numbers, according to yours truly. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, make that 3 errors, and 6 men left on base for Lost River. 12 runs on 12 hits, and 1 error for Umpqua Valley Christian. As they will get the win, UVC will go to 25-4 on the year, and Lost River will go to 19-9 as they finish out their season. Tegan Sprague will get the win. Sprague goes, let's see here. Sprague goes 4 2/3 innings. He allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. He had 2 walks and 5 strikeouts, hit 2 batters as well. Logan Anderson come in. It was a non-save situation. He gets the final out. No runs, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts, as that closed out the game with that fly ball out to right field. Taking the loss is going to be Drew McDonald. He allowed 5 runs on 6 hits over 3 2/3 innings. He walked 2 and struck out 4, had 1 hit batter, and he takes the loss in this one. 3 hits in the game for the Raiders. Kyle Diaz was 1 for 3. Drew McDonald was 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a single. And Nate Huffman had a 2-run single in the 4th inning, was 1 for 2. For UVC, they finished with 12 hits. Tegan Sprague was 1 for 2 in this game. Scored twice, had an RBI, also drew 2 walks. Ty Hellenthal was 2 for 4 with a 2-run single, also had a double. Logan Anderson, 2 for 2 in the game with 3 RBI, scored a run, and also drew a walk, had a single and a double. Ryan Shaver was 1 for 2 as he had a double and also was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Caleb York goes 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored. Jonas Witt was 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and 2 runs driven in, 2 runs scored. Max Christenberry was 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Noah Evans was 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and 2 runs scored. And Caleb Saylor was 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a run scored, a single, and an RBI. That is a look at how this one played out. 1 run in the first for UVC. They took the 1-0 lead, but Lost River would actually take the lead with 2 runs in the top of the 4th. They led 2-1 until the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs. Umpqua Valley Christian went on a huge run, scoring 11 runs with 2 outs, and they would put the game out of reach with the 10-run rule, and they would get the 3 outs needed in the top of the 5th inning to wrap it up. Umpqua Valley Christian will be playing in the quarterfinals once again. Again, they've reached at least the semifinals in each of the last 4 seasons. So they are 1 win away from getting there for a 5th consecutive year. Don't know if we'll be back here to broadcast again on Friday. My guess is that it is a distinct possibility, so we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, stay tuned to 541radio.com. We'll keep you updated with the broadcast schedule there. 12-2, your final score. Umpqua Valley Christian defeats Lost River to advance to the quarterfinals, where they'll face Aragon on Friday. Time to be determined. Location will be right back here at Champion Car Wash Field. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us for the broadcast here tonight. I want to say thanks to Lost River. That was a fun game. I know it didn't end the way they wanted it to. Got out of hand in the 4th inning, but they sure made it entertaining throughout that one. So thanks to Lost River, some great sportsmanship in making the trip here for the game. Thanks to Umpqua Valley Christian head coach Dave York and the entire program for welcoming me in and asking me to be here tonight to bring you this game. Happy to be here to do it, and happy to have you with us here on the video stream. Thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast. Without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. I'm not sure. I would assume let's talk to you again on Friday, but we'll confirm all of that here coming up. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday night. This has been Umpqua Valley Christian Baseball on 541radio.com.